Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Check 1. Check 2. Check 3.
And 3 men you are. What will you do without freedom? Will you fight? Fight against that? No! We will run! And we will live. Aye. Fight and you may die. Run and you'll live. At least a while. And dying in your beds many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Dog, aka the pedigree, coming through with the real, the truth hurts. Right, let's head to my bunker. All the rich fellas got a bunker, I got my own bunker too. Let's get down here. Let's get into it. Hopefully I don't rant too much. I've got a lot to talk about. Let's go in my bunker. Let's turn a look at that. Right in here.
This is the pedigree. Families first, mobile muffled ever until the day they bury me. I never fade if we all die eventually. Fucking positivity represent the centerpiece until I rest in peace. To my colors and my brothers alive.
You always take your shoes off. Doesn't matter if the mats, your training's in the bunker, you take your shoes off. I'll just give a tour around my bunker for people that haven't seen it. If you know, you know. This is my bulldog. He won't be seen in public anymore. Oh well, we'll get to that. If you know, you know. I've got a light in this bunker, but it's we'll turn it on. It's just the shade, the colour. I didn't really like the colour. See, there's all the gears that I work with. If you know, you know. Every one of these has got an app. Well, they got 3 or 4 apps. And they got cords. There's cords and apps and hard drives. I'm ready to start rocking then. I've got the gears. Just putting all the gears together. That's what we're going to discuss today. I'll show you, this is what I've been working on. I woke up early yesterday. Didn't go to plan. Here we go, if you know, you know. There's thousands of different ways of putting this together. Like thousands of ways with your apps. Show you my bunker. We'll talk about these soon. Judging book by its cover. I'm not racist at all. See? But we'll talk about that soon. Let's get into it. Dog, aka the Pedigree, coming to you with the raw, the real, the truth hurts. I'm back. Hopefully I stay back. Been a bit of a journey. Focus this. Bit of a journey. Bit of a long journey. If you know, you know. I've been busy. But anyway, I'm back. There's a lot to talk about. I come from a time when there was no, it wasn't technology, there was a dial-up phone. And now I've had to somehow work technology out. That's the future. I understand that's the future. Technology is the future. But I don't want to be a part of technology. I want to be part of living off the land. But we're not even allowed to live off the land anymore. We'll get into that in a minute. I shouldn't be saying and and all that, but I'm back in it. I got to get my momentum going. Once I get it going, I'll start rocking again, hopefully. No promises. I'm on my time, not everyone else's. Remember, I only come on, I only come on the tube to tell my story. And because there's a few things that got blurred. But anyway, we'll get into that another day. Today I come to talk about, if you can see it, I don't know if that was backwards like my face, it'll probably turn around on the computer. But what the government's up to, that's what I'm going to talk about today. They're talking about us, so I'm going to talk about them. Anyway, let's get with it, with the raw and the real. By the way, this is my fishing top. I like fishing, but I can go like that. And does it change who I am because I'm wearing this? I'll let you work it out. Well, if I'm wearing this, does it change who I am? And I put something comfortable on. I could make it so it was spot on, the background won't be right, but everything I do's got subliminal behind it. That is, don't trust anything you see on the media, on social media or anything. It's what people want you to see. Anyway, we'll get into it. It's the raw and the real with Dog, aka the Pedigree. Now I'm going to talk about these fellas, so I better dress appropriately. Oh, I'm dressed appropriately. Now we're going to talk about these fellas. They want to take our clothes. They're taking them. They made it a law. Good on them. Does it change who I am? Not one bit. So whatever you believe out there in the world, it can't change it. Clothing's not going to change it. It's run through your blood, through your veins, through your heart. That's who you are. Right, into it. I just wanted to give everybody a present for this time of year of my presents. R.I.P. the Fats. The world's falling apart. Whether you see it or you don't, I do. If I can keep this thing focused. Things and topics that I want to talk about, I can't, because the media is owned by certain people. All the movies, the media, I'm trying to read my notes. And you can only speak on what you're allowed to speak on. This is the tube, so I can speak on these three guys right here. Okay. Now Mr. Baldhead, he needs to buff his head. All he has done is take clothing off the gangs. Trying to play with the treaty. It's to divide everyone. Can't everybody see? It's just to divide everybody. Taking the clothing off the gangs, what's it going to do? It's going to drive them under. You're not going to see them. You're not going to hear from them in the news. You're not going to hear from them because no one's seeing them anymore. No one's going to be talking about gangs because you can't see them. So you think that's going to work? You think that's winning? I don't think it is. I think it's a silly move. Realistically, they need to build prisons to lock criminals up. I know gang members that haven't committed a crime. A lot of them. A lot. I know, yeah, gang members haven't committed a crime. They haven't been to jail. They're businessmen. There's 10,000 gang members. There's more gang members in New Zealand. And what they've got, 600 infringement notices. It's a bit of a joke. Anyway, these three, I already said these three guys. Is this fella fit to run our country?
They're teaching basics brilliantly to our kids.
Can. K-A-N. Very good.
Can is spelt with a C.
What's K-A-T? Cat. I'm just checking to make sure you look very smart. I'm just making sure.
I don't think so, but everyone voted him in. Good luck. He knows to buff his head. Realistically, look at his head in this next clip. And people think this is winning.
Gangs are starting to kiss goodbye to their patches, and you know what I say to that? Good riddance. With gang insignia now banned in public right across New Zealand, police are cracking down on gangs harder than they have before.
Then he went to talk to the farmers. Talking to the farmers. Here's the clip.
Say to me, Chris, you're being really tough on these gangs. You don't understand. They're really actually misunderstood. They're really a Rotary organisation in these local communities. And I go, yeah, right. They're not Rotary. Why am I going after the gangs? It's pretty simple. They are 1/4 of 1% of the population. So 1/4 of 1% of the population of New Zealand. And yet they drive 20 to 25% of all our serious and violent crime. So that's why we are being really tough about it. We are going to harass them, we are going to make their life very difficult, and we've empowered our police to do that. Between Mitchell and myself, and the new police commissioner, and our frontline officers who do an outstanding job, we're saying we're no more.
The raw and the real and the raw. The truth that hurts, but we the reverse, and we never fall. There's death before dishonesty. We stick to that law, we stick to the code, we stick to the bark. When we walk the walk, alright. This is the pedigree. Family is first, mongol my forever until the day they bury me. I never feared if we all die.
Now he's talking to the farmers about gangs. How's it? He thinks it's funny. Once again, it's a diversion. He's taking it away. Realistically, he needs to be talking to the farmers about their farms, doesn't he? But he's not. He's laughing about gang members. He thinks it's funny. He thinks it's winning. But he can think whatever he wants. Really, I know farmers that own farms down south. They have to register their farms now. Back to living off the land. I'll get dressed appropriately. I'm getting a bit too hot. That's better. And then this guy here, he thinks he knows, but he doesn't know. Here's the clip.
Tiratanga to all the people of New Tirani, all the people in New Zealand. Now, of course, most people say, oh, well, clearly that meant just the chiefs that were there in 1840.
Right, so
I think
it means all people?
I think it should mean all the people of New Zealand.
You think it should mean? You think it should mean, but do you think that's what it meant?
Well, the courts like to tell you.
No, what do you think?
Well, I
think it should mean.
I think it should mean all the people.
My question is, what do you think it actually meant?
Well, I think it should mean all the people.
Sorry, I'm not asking what you think it should mean. I'm asking what you think it meant.
Well, I suspect, I don't know. Nobody knows for sure. The courts have told us that it meant only Māori.
He's funny as. Very funny. Once again, it's all to divide us. The treaty, the treaty, they're dividing it. New Zealand's more racist than what I thought. It's a racist place out there, but people can't see what they're trying to do. They're trying to change the treaty. They're trying to change the treaty so that they can dig up the mountains, the rivers, oil and sea, oil and gas out sea. By breaking the treaty down, there you go. They can do that. Because I'm not going to get into all the politics on that. I'm just here to talk about the fellas that think it's funny to talk about us. And then, Winston. Here's a clip on Winston talking about that other fella that thinks he knows. Yeah.
Are you and David Seymour going to work together? You're both from up north, you're both Māori. I mean, how does that all work?
Oh, for goodness sake, David Seymour discovered his Maoriness the same way Columbus discovered America. Purely by accident.
That's a bit of a low blow.
It's not a low blow, it's a fact. Please don't tell me that you put me in the same category of him.
No, you're saying
in terms of working for Maori all my life, I have.
That's funny. And then Winston's... Winston talks on who's indigenous to the land. Here you go.
Aspirational. The answer is, well, first of all, we're not indigenous as Maori. We came here from Hawaii. You've heard about the people called the Cook Island Maori. They're our brothers and sisters from an earlier time. That's where we came from.
He's a hard case, old Winston. I don't know him personally. And these politicians, I'd sit down and talk to them, but they wouldn't give me the time of day. I don't care. I don't care about any of that. Living off the land in the middle of nowhere, do I need to care about politics or them? If they wanted to talk to me, I'd talk to them. There's a lot of things I'd like to discuss. Then there's Winston's right-hand man, Mr. Jones. It's quite funny what he's got to say.
Are Māori Indigenous?
Pardon?
Are Māori Indigenous?
Yeah. We're tangata whenua. We trace our whakapapa as Julian asked me this question. Shane, your rangatira Winston said that we're not indigenous to New Zealand, and I said, Julian, you've spent a whole part of your career proving that we came from Hawaii with all the kōrero of ngā toki matawhaurua, mātātua. I said, when we go to Marquesas or Rarotonga, the language in Manahiki is not the same, but it's remarkably similar. I said, that's all Winston was saying. We're part of the big Pacific community.
Was Winston wrong?
The leader's never wrong, under no circumstances.
Can you see that kind of kōrero, though, how infuriating that must be for tangata whenua who are barely holding on to their motuhaki here in Aotearoa?
I would say to our people, this is electoral politics. You may hear from me, David Seymour, but the god of wind blows our words away. We're politicians, and in the heat of debate, rhetoric is deployed, whether it's left or right of politics, and we shouldn't actually cling and use those words as a justification for remaining angry.
He pahu noi. Are you saying that we shouldn't believe anything you say? Is that what you're saying?
When you're in an election, you are fighting for every iota of attention. And, for example, I said that you could kill every cow tomorrow and you wouldn't change the climate. Obviously, that's hyperbole. Of course, we need to be very mindful of the climate. And, we deploy rhetoric. I'd argue that some of the best people at deploying hyperbole and rhetoric are our Māori orators themselves. So you've got to conceive, like my nephew Penny talking about, I'll let my figurative gun do the talking. So I'd just say to our own people, toughen up. That's the nature of politics, rhetoric.
Tēnā koe.
And what he's got to say, it just shows that, well, he said it all. Politicians, when they're trying to get elected, they're going to do whatever they can. He says it. He says they lie with flash words. You heard him. I do like Mr. Jones's view on immigration. That is a dangerous one. I'm not going to get into that either. I'm not racist. I'm not saying this government is better than the last, I'm not saying it's worse than the last one, or the one before it, or the next one, but it's still the government. It's still politicians. Let's turn this page. Now I'm saying they're all bad. I'm just finding it hard to see any good in them. It is hard when you... I did gang politics for 20 years, or plus, and then after that, something happened and I decided to suss out New Zealand politics. And from there I went world politics. I wanted to, see how things work, see if it was any better. It's a dangerous world out there. All I see is all the politicians around the world, all they're trying to do is fill their own pockets. That's all. Fill their own pockets. As Baldy though, he's a bit different. I think he's trying to fill his purse. My opinion, everything that I speak on is my opinion and my opinion only. They got to break us, they got to divide us, they got to break us to control us. Don't they? Government is not here to work for us. Or leave me out of the equation because I'm who I am. But the government, everyone votes, picks their side, divide, picks their side, votes for the government to work for us, but actually they work for themselves. They're here to destroy us so they can control us. And then probably the government's got, I don't know who they work for, but they work for someone. I just want to tell you a little bit of a story about the gang patch law. Once I get all this set up, I'll be able to instead of holding this, I'll be able to maybe set this up on top of the screen. We'll set one of them up, there's plenty of them. Oh, here we go, we're out of focus. Where was I? Yeah, 25 years, however long, 20 plus years ago, I was roaming around the Church of the Christ, Sin City, a crazy place, but the Church of the Christ, if you know what I'm talking about. And I must have been that area or the police, or it must have been the council. They made us terrorists. They put a terrorist act out on us because we were a mischief. I think if anyone's heard me talk before, there was only about 7 Mongo Mob members and a lot of other gang members, but we were out of control. This is a long time ago. You could do as you please, pretty much. Well, to a degree. So the patch was classed as a terrorist organisation, so they were after us straight away, trying to catch us, to charge us, lock us up, take our colours or our patch, and it looks like my hand. See, I got a little lens on here, a wide one. See, it was meant to be for vlogging, but I don't want to vlog. Back to the terrorist act. So every time I was running around all over the Christ of the church, and they would try and catch us. It was hard to catch me. They'd be going down one side of the one ways, and I'd be on this side, and they'd be like, "Oh, there's that little bastard," and they'd come back down that way, and I'd be over that side. And then they come back around and try and catch you over here, and I'm disappeared. They did catch me twice. One time they caught me on the street, and I was being a bit, I wasn't scared of them. There was heaps of them. They surrounded me. One of them put me in the rear naked. I woke up on the ground. They were all gone, and I woke up. It's like, oh. The second time they got me, they come to the pad in Shirley, in the Christ of the church, and I heard people jumping the gate. And if I heard people jumping the gate, I was like, oh, who's that? So there was 2 of us on at that time. One of them was he's passed now, old Robert. He was older, old Robert, from the Waikato, patched up with AOTEAROA, full mask. So I went out the front door. Obviously I had something in my arms, my hand. I went out the front and they come over. Well, by then they'd already been over the fence. They rushed me, pack attacked me, come in the back door, and as they had me on the ground, they were whacking me with bats or their battens, broke my leg. And as I was lying down like that, I looked up and I seen Spider. Oh, I said his name. Oh well. They whacked him from behind, and he was lying beside me, snoring, knocked unconscious. I had a broken leg. They dragged me out, opened the gate, dragged me out, took me away to the cells, and they had me for having something in my hand. I didn't even know it was them. So they got me. Fair enough. They got me twice. And as we get older, we go through certain events in our lives that should make us stronger, wiser. Like I've been trying to show you. And why I've come on the tube. So just remember, in between all my messages, or on my channel and everything I speak on, is a subliminal message behind all of it. If you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. I'm trying to put it out there. My story will, for people that are still watching this video, I salute you. The dogs, I give you a salute. But I want to tell my story. My story it got a bit blurred. The lines got a bit blurred. I can't progress past this point. A point in my story. That is before I went to jail. It's not for the tube. I don't think it's for the tube to put out there my whole story. I think eventually I'll write a book. I think. But I'm going to hopefully stay on here and spread positivity from negative place. Spread positivity. Give people a bit of hope. Because at the end of the day, it's night. But at the end of the day, I was looking for this message. I sent this message to someone today. He's a friend of mine. I'll come down here, so it's like, I'll just go on here. See, I could cut and edit all this. We'll see what happens. I've got 1,000 different clips. But we'll come on here. Where is he? See, everything is what you make it. Just because everybody's trapped or everybody's can't see what you can see, that doesn't mean you need to. You don't need to do what they're doing. You make how you want to be. You make your whole life how you want it. Fuck everybody else. If they're not on your track or they're not on your path, doesn't matter. What matters is being real to yourself, having honour, respect, and be loyal. And then it just pushes out from you. That's morals and beliefs. People have lost it these days. They're caught up in everything else. You just go forward, keep your chin up, and be proud of yourself. Unless you do things that you're not proud of, and stop them. I'm always safe. I train myself to be aware and be ready. So, I'm in my bunker. Hang on, are you going to find me in my bunker? The world is getting crazier, and it's going to keep getting crazier. We can't stop there. We can't control outside ourselves, but we can control ourselves. So what we can do is be real to ourselves and enjoy living to what you believe in, your standards. Anyway, you won't be seeing that in public. Am I even a gang member anymore? Am I? You won't be seeing this. If you know, you know. It's a Zap Dog, aka the Pedigree, coming to you with the raw and the real. If you've got to the end of this video, it's taken its toll on me. A couple of days. It is what it is. I wanted to give everybody a present of my presence. I sort of had a lot of technical difficulties. For some reason, not that anyone cares, but I'm deleting 500,000 clips and footages so I could finish the end of it. The end of it, you would see me come down. So I'm just making the end video, and I'll put it finish the end and put this right on the end. I just was missing one piece, which is, spin this around. Don't judge a book by its cover. Once again, I'm not racist. Hey, this one got it way back. From a wrestler, freestyle wrestling, I learned a lot. Another great book. Go through these ones. Great reading this one. He was a mighty fella. Good book. Mark Hunt's story. Too bad in the end what the UFC did to him. But certain people own the UFC. You can work it out. It's another great book. Jono gave me this book. We'll get to the red ones. There's Jono's book with the portraits. Stoics, awesome book. And this is what I've been trying to read. Oh my hair. Oh. Coming to another great book, this one. Well, this one here is a bit of a shade of red. Because it's a shade of red, I shouldn't read it. It's an amazing book, Robert Greene. If you haven't read it, find that one. I'll show you again. 48 Laws. And because it says that, I shouldn't read it either. And we'll go through here. Need one of these at my, if you don't use it, you lose it. So my spelling sort of fell apart. Another Robert Greene. It's a great one. Art of War. Everyone should read that. Other good books. 5 Rings. Beautiful book. He could have been a prophet, but he was a samurai. My favourite book of all times. Beautiful book. So what I'm getting at is, if you judge a book by its cover, like a person, like a gang member, you don't know what you're going to get on the inside. We'll go back to this one. If you can see what colour it is, it's not my colour. But this did me well. Freestyle wrestling. I got given it to me a long time ago, and if somebody doesn't know wrestling, you've got them. So if you judge a book by its cover or a person by its cover, you don't get the info or the knowledge from inside it. Beautiful book. I'll spin this around again. I hope we're still recording. Alright. I'd like to give a salute to all those that fell before me. This year's been how can I put it up? My cup. I've been trying to fill my cup, but I realised my cup was broken. So if my cup's broken, I'm trying to fill my cup. It's not gonna fill. So I've missed a few tangies, funerals this year. I should have been there. But all those people that passed live in my heart. I remember them when they're alive. I don't need to go to a tangi funeral to see them. I remember they lived through me while I'm living. Back to the cup. So since I've been spending a lot of time by myself, the cup's coming together. It's coming together. It's starting to glue itself back together. And because of this season or whatever, this holiday period, if you believe in that kind of stuff, it's great. If you believe in it, if you believe in that spirit or whatever, I don't want to tell anybody how to live, but straight away you are setting up your kids that Santa's coming. So I know it's a great family thing and all that, but Santa's not real. So when your kids are growing up and then they realise Santa's not real, you're lying to them. So they're sitting, and there's other things, Easter Bunny and all those other things. But anyway, I want everyone to be safe, be yourself. Remember, everything's in here. You don't need to run around and try and find it. It's all inside yourself. You need to get the knowledge from the books, from people that are teaching you. Get the knowledge. There's a lot more I want to talk about, but I'll put it at the end of the video. I have a drink with everybody. It's just about my bedtime, so I have a drink. because I'm starting to melt. I'll try and finish this tonight. If I don't, I'll just put it out when it's ready to go. Take care, be bad, be yourself, and be safe.
It is what it is, and that's the way it's meant to be. It's the one and only Zapdo, it's the pedigree.
The pedigree is out.